Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to make an interesting video using this fabulous vase. Now, I was actually given this vase by a friend of mine who had got it, loved it, and just found that they didn't have anywhere to have it, and they felt it was really wasted. So knowing that I like flowers, they thought maybe I could do something with it. Now, it is actually really like a statement piece sort of vase. You don't need to have anything in it, or you could just have a few dried flowers in it. You don't really need to do anything with it as such, but in a way, it's, if you've got the space for it, fabulous. So what I've done is I've put a pin holder down in the bottom. Now I very carefully, I put it on a stem and lowered it in so that it didn't just drop and damage the vase. You've got to be really careful with glass, and also for your own safety as well. If you break it while you're using it, you could really hurt yourself. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to make an arrangement that really complements this vase. So what I've got is I've got these gorgeous anthuriums, and I've got some of the lovely heliconias from the garden. No, not heliconias, they're cannas. But I just thought this really works. Because we've got big and bold, we actually want some materials that are big and bold as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop in a little bit of, this is actually a gladioli, and then we're going to pop in our canna. Now this one's got a beautiful shape with nice quality leaves, so we can just pop him in as well. So that pin holder in the bottom is just allowing us to put our materials in and for them to be held nice and straight. So essentially what we've got is we've got a nice straight line, we're off on a slightly jaunty angle, but this one is balanced with that. So what we're putting in here is basically some asymmetry. Now another thing that I'm going to add then is I'm going to bring a little bit of weight down lower. So if I add this fatsia leaf just down here, then that balances with our other leaf. You can add a little bit more water as well. It's the one thing if you're making arrangements is to make sure that everything has access to water. So you can see that this leaf basically balances with our other big leaf here. But again, they're not on the same height, which makes it more exciting. So as I place materials, I'm tending to give them another cut as well. And because these are really quite dominant, I just want to keep them quite central. So as you can see, big vase, big flowers, it works well. The other thing I toyed with was a little bit of the sedum, but I'm not too sure. I think what we need to do is just get our other cannas in, because they're also our strong touch of colour. You're just a bit too far behind. It's worth having a wee play around with these so that they do sit where you want them. So really that pin holder is our only way of holding these flowers. Because of the shape of the vase, it's not so easy to get into the corners or into the sides. So really that's allowing us to hold that there quite well. So what we've got is we've got a little bit of a stagger of the canna flowers. We've got our two big flowers there. And it's now whether we keep this one to the front or to the side, we need to decide. I think we could add this, but I think it's a little bit heavy in itself. So don't be scared to cut your flowers. It's interesting, people will buy an anthurium, but then they'll be too scared to cut it. And then you get stuck where you don't know how to arrange it anymore. And really, actually, you need that contrast between what is high and what is low. You cannot keep them all long, is basically the thing. So because I've put that Ming fern to this side, I'm going to bring a little bit into there. And then what I will need to do is I will need to check the water level. So those are probably too short to be touching the water at the moment. I would need to come back in and add water that will fill the vase completely. But in a way, filling the vase completely, I think, is a really good idea. So there we go. We have got a nice arrangement of flowers. I'm just going to bring that anthurium forward a little. If it can sit forward, it gives us a little bit more feeling of depth. And that is it. We've not put in far too many materials. We've kept the materials bold to match the vase. We've got the colour to match the vase as well. And we've added height, which also gives balance to the weight of this vase, which is quite visual. So not a lot of materials, but we've got a lot of impact, which I hope you agree. Let us know what you think in the comments. We've got new videos every week and we'd love you to join us for our next video. If you've not already subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate us if you join us for our flower making journey. And if you tap the bell, you'll get notification of our new uploads. But why not have a look in our video description for this video, and there'll be a link to one of our previous videos which will give you even more inspiration for your flower journey. So thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you for our next design.